Welcome back to Today in Rocket Science. I'm Adam BALKIN. The first robotics competition is heating up as students are locked in regional competitions across the country for a chance at a spot in the finals at the Edward Jones Dome in St. Louis in April. Our Tara Wagner is on the sideline as students and robots take their first shots at this year's competition, Ultimate Ascent.
It's a high-flying and climbing free-for-all as first robotics regionals kick off around the country. Spectators looked on as teams in Rochester sent their bots to battle, tossing, colliding, and climbing their way through the competition with their eyes on the prize, a top spot and a trip to the World Championship. And teams downstate in New York City were no different, making the final preparations in the pits on their disc tossers before sending them into the arena. For the competitors, it was the first road test for robots they've designed and constructed over the last 6 weeks. This year's game is Ultimate Ascent. Robots have to shoot discs and climb pyramids on the field to score points. It was the first time in FIRST's 20-plus years of competition that students had to incorporate flying discs into their bots.
It has been very hard and very challenging, but you kind of learn new things along the way.
We followed the Harlem Knights from their school workshop at the Frederick Douglass Academy to the New York City regional competition.
They struggle with seeing how some of the things they learn in school, like math or science, are really applicable or important, or what they could even do with it. When they come on the robotics team, they say, oh, I use this stuff.
The Harlem Knights took home the Chairman's Award at the New York City Regionals, one of the top honors in the first competition, and advanced to the World Championship at the Edward Jones Dome in St. Louis. And for FIRST, which stands for Inspiration and Recognition of Science and Technology, the hope is that this is just the beginning for students around the country.
We have students who have worked with corporate sponsors who are now doing internships with corporate sponsors, and they're learning such values, and they're learning hard work, and they're learning how to do it and have fun at the same time.
Regional competitions continue to take place across the country throughout March and April, leading up to the World Championship the last week in April. For It Ain't Rocket Science, I'm Tara Wagner.
The next generation of scientific leaders compete for top honors at the annual Intel Science Talent Search. Our Shazia Khan meets the promising young minds and has more on this cutting-edge competition.
This research could change the way we generate electricity, while these findings could transform the way robots move on Earth and in space.
I created a new and more efficient robotics navigation algorithm that can plan safe paths for robots.
Behind the science, some of the nation's brightest students selected as finalists in this year's Intel Science Talent Search. Society for Science and the Public has been organizing the annual competition since 1942, partnering first with Westinghouse and most recently with Intel.
The judges are looking for these students' ability to connect the dots, to connect fields, to understand the future of science.
More than 1,700 high school seniors entered the talent search, but only 40 made the cut as finalists, gathering here at the National Geographic Society in Washington, D.C. to display and present their research. Finalist and Harvard-bound Jamie Lee Solimano hopes her research can lead to earlier detection of a group of diseases by focusing on just one part of the cell.
By observing maybe one abnormality or one disruption in the cell, we can try to track how that affects or what consequences that has on the rest of the cell.
Though these students spend many a days and nights working on their research alone, this leg of the competition is open to the general public, giving the finalists a chance to share their knowledge with more than just judges and journalists. Annette McGee brought her grandchildren to the show.
We are always talking about good role models. And to have someone who is not only a role model by what they're doing and their goals and their accomplishments, but also peers. This lets the children know, I can do this too.
Her 11-year-old grandson, Xavier Klein, has a passion for engineering.
I can see what they really did in person. So to see what they got, what they had problems with.
The knowledge, however, is not a one-way street.
When I explain it to someone who doesn't get it, it makes me understand my project a little bit more.
In the end, the project that took home the top prize of $100,000 was research behind increasing the oil content of algae to create an economically viable source of biofuel. At the Intel Science Talent Search in Washington, D.C., for It Ain't Rocket Science, I'm Shazia Khan.
Well, that does it for this episode of It Ain't Rocket Science. For more information about how to find science, technology, engineering, and math opportunities in your neighborhood or to watch some of our previous episodes, visit connectamillionminds.com. Until next time, it's been a blast.